I want to challenge something most car owners believe, which is that saving money on maintenance parts is smart budgeting. It's not. It's a high-interest loan your engine pays back in metal shavings. The labor cost alone on an engine rebuild will run you more than the price of every quality part in this list combined, and that's before you factor in a replacement vehicle. Today we're going through 10 specific cheap parts that mechanics see destroy engines on a regular basis, and the physics behind why each one fails the way it does. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Low-quality engine oil. Picture your engine running at 230 degrees, and think about what the oil is actually doing in there. Because it is not just coating surfaces like a layer of grease on a pan. It is maintaining a pressurized film between metal parts spinning and sliding against each other thousands of times per minute, and that film is measured in thousandths of an inch. Conventional crude-based oil starts breaking down thermally around 250 to 300 degrees. And modern turbocharged engines push oil galleries past that regularly. So the oil stops lubricating and starts forming varnish, a sticky residue that plates out on passage walls and slowly chokes off oil flow through channels narrower than a human hair. Number 2. Fake/cheap oil filters. Most people treat an oil filter like a paper towel, just a thing that catches gunk. And that assumption is exactly what a knockoff filter manufacturer counts on. Because the real failure mode has nothing to do with filtration. It is a tiny rubber anti-drainback valve inside the filter housing, and cheap filters either skip it entirely or use one so flimsy it might as well not be there. A quality filter holds oil in the housing when the engine sits overnight, so pressure builds almost instantly on startup. A cheap filter lets all that oil drain back into the pan, and your bearings run completely dry for the first 2 to 5 seconds every single morning. Cold starts are already the hardest thing an engine does, because the oil is thick, the metal clearances are tight, and nothing has reached operating temperature yet. Stacking 2 to 5 seconds of zero oil pressure on top of that is not minor. Studies on engine wear show over 70% of total lifetime wear accumulates in the first 30 seconds of operation, and a failed anti-drainback valve attacks exactly that window, every start, every day. Did you know the counterfeit filter market is serious enough that the World Bearing Association built a phone app specifically to verify part authenticity? Fake filters get sold in packaging that looks identical to name brands, but crack one open and you find cardboard filter media and no check valve. Stick around, because the next part feeds the same engine ecosystem and compounds every problem an oil filter leaves behind. Number 3. Cheap air filters. An air filter is about as unglamorous as car parts get, so people grab the cheapest one on the shelf without thinking twice about it. But a low-quality filter uses loose, unevenly distributed media that passes particles in the 10 to 40 micron range straight into the intake. And those particles get pressed between the piston rings and cylinder walls with every compression stroke, acting like fine grit sandpaper on surfaces machined to incredibly tight tolerances. The damage is cumulative and slow, which makes it worse, because there is no single failure event, just a gradual widening of ring-to-wall clearance that shows up as increased oil consumption first. OEM air filters are tested to filtration efficiency ratings of 99% or better, and cheap aftermarket filters often publish no filtration data at all, which is itself the answer to how good they are. Did you know a turbocharged engine is far more sensitive to intake contamination? Because the turbo compressor wheel spins at up to 200,000 revolutions per minute, and abrasive particles hit those blades at extreme velocity, chipping the edges and destroying the turbo bearing. A $12 filter swap is protecting a $2,000 turbocharger and cylinder walls that cost more in labor to replace than most people spend on a used car. Number 4. Low-grade fuel injectors. A fuel injector has one job: spray a precise atomized cone of fuel at exactly the right moment, and cheap replacements fail that job in 2 directions at once. A poor spray pattern dribbles fuel in a stream instead of a fine mist, so combustion stays incomplete and raw. Fuel gets pushed past the rings into the oil, diluting it down to the lubricating strength of thin soup. A leaking injector washes the oil film right off the cylinder walls when it should be fully closed. fuel dilution is nasty because the oil still looks normal on the dipstick. Pressure reads fine, and nothing trips a warning light while the bearings are already opening up from running on oil that is 10 to 15% gasoline by volume. Direct injection engines take this harder because the injectors fire at much higher pressure and cycle more frequently, so loose manufacturing tolerances on the nozzle tip cause cheap injectors to drift out of spec faster. No-name replacement kits also skip flow matching, so each injector in a set flows a different volume, and the ECU runs permanent fuel trim compensations, trying to balance cylinders that never quite match. The cylinder walls and bearings are keeping score the entire time. Number 5. Cheap spark plugs. You won't believe how much damage a $2 spark plug can do to an engine that cost $8,000 to manufacture, and it is not a slow grind. It is a pressure spike happening thousands of times per minute. A cheap copper plug erodes fast. The electrode gap widens, and inconsistent ignition creates knock, where the air-fuel mixture fires before the piston reaches top dead center, sending a pressure wave straight into an upward-moving piston crown. Knock sensors can pull timing to limit damage, but they react after the fact, and repeated knock events crater piston crowns and fatigue rod bearing surfaces over thousands of miles. Iridium plugs resist electrode erosion and maintain a consistent gap across 60,000 to 100,000 miles. While a misfiring copper plug dumps raw fuel into the exhaust and melts the catalytic converter from the inside. A set of iridium plugs runs $40 to $80. A catalytic converter replacement runs $800 to $2,500, and that is before anyone touches the pistons. Number 6. Knockoff timing belts. Every other part on this list grinds the engine down over months, but a knockoff timing belt can end it in a fraction of a second, and the reason comes down to basic geometry. The timing belt keeps the crankshaft and camshaft synchronized, so valves open and close in precise coordination with piston position. Most modern engines run an interference design, meaning the valves and pistons share the same physical space at different points in the cycle. Belt snaps, camshaft stops, crankshaft keeps spinning, and the pistons drive straight into open valves. Every intake valve in the path bends or breaks instantly. Cheap belts use lower-grade rubber that degrades faster under heat, and they often ship without replacement tensioner and idler pulleys, so a fresh belt immediately runs on worn bearings that can seize and snap it well before the rated interval. There is no warning. Number 7. Poor quality fuel pumps. A fuel pump that dies all at once just leaves you stranded. A fuel pump that degrades slowly does something worse, because it keeps running while quietly starving the engine of pressure. When fuel pressure drops, the mixture goes lean, and a lean mixture burns hotter than the pistons can handle. Drivers usually notice a slight hesitation under hard acceleration and blame bad gas, while the piston crowns absorb heat damage on every hard pull. Cheap pumps use low-grade brushed motors that wear out fast under continuous load and can't sustain the flow rate a turbocharged engine needs at wide-open throttle. A quality Bosch or Delphi pump runs $80 to $200 plus installation, which is still less than one piston replacement. Number 8. Cheap coolant/antifreeze. Coolant is not universal, and the color is not decoration. It actually tells you which chemistry is inside, and putting the wrong one in does not just reduce cooling efficiency. It starts a chemical reaction that strips out the corrosion inhibitors protecting every aluminum surface in the system. Mix an OAT formula with a HOAT formula, or dump generic green into a system spec'd for extended life orange, and the water pump impeller, cylinder head passages, and heater core lose their protection completely. Aluminum corrosion produces a brown abrasive slurry that circulates everywhere, pitting the cylinder head surfaces around the water jacket passages so badly that even a brand new head gasket cannot seal against them. Number 9. Low-quality gaskets and seals. A head gasket seals 3 separate things at once: combustion pressure, oil passages, and coolant passages, all in one multi-layer steel sandwich, and a cheap gasket that loses any one of those seals mixes the other 2 fluids together under pressure. What ends up in the oil pan is a brown, milky emulsion with the viscosity of a milkshake and basically no lubricating properties. And every bearing in the engine runs on that mixture before any warning light fires. Cheap fiber gaskets compress permanently as head bolts relax over heat cycles, while quality multi-layer steel gaskets use embossed sealing beads that spring back and hold clamping force. Labor alone runs 8 to 15 hours, and if the head warped from overheating, add $300 to $600 for machine shop resurfacing on top of that. A hydrolocked engine from coolant entering the combustion chamber bends connecting rods instantly, and that repair starts at $4,000. Number 10. Cheap mass airflow, MAF, sensors. The mass airflow sensor tells the ECU exactly how much air the engine pulls in, and a cheap or counterfeit MAF sensor does not just read slightly off. It drifts unpredictably with temperature and load changes, so the ECU makes fuel decisions based on numbers that are simply wrong. A sensor reading low starves the engine of fuel under load. Combustion temperatures climb, and pistons take detonation damage while the ECU never sets a fault code because the sensor is lying consistently, not failing outright. Cheap MAF sensors use low-quality hot wire elements that drift out of calibration within 20,000 to 30,000 miles. And counterfeit versions sold in Bosch and Denso packaging carry completely different internal calibration curves than the real parts they impersonate.